I'm Bob Merlin. I am a collaborative family attorney. I represent people who are going through a divorce, a paternity matter, or entering into a prenuptial agreement, and I do it in a private, respectful way. One of the processes I use is a collaborative process. So I want to talk about what is the difference between traditional divorce, which is going to court, and the collaborative process. In traditional divorce, papers must be filed in court, and virtually everything that is filed in court is what's described as being part of the public record. That means that anybody can go read what's going on in your divorce when papers are filed. When someone files something and accuses the other spouse of doing something inappropriate, it is in the public record. And sometimes those accusations are not necessarily accurate, but they're still in the public record. Once they're there, they're there. In traditional litigation, everybody is limited by the statutes and the rules, especially the judge. And so it's not necessarily a creative process. The judge has certain timelines that he or she is supposed to follow and will dictate to the couple and their attorneys, if they have attorneys, what they have to do and when they have to do it. Mm-hmm. Getting into court is very difficult because there aren't enough judges and there's not enough time to handle all of the divorces that are filed in court. And so it may take you much longer to resolve everything than you would like. It can easily take 6 months to a year just to schedule a final hearing. And so that can be a long, very stressful process. Litigation tends to be more expensive than other processes. That's not a guarantee. It depends upon the particular circumstances. But generally speaking, you can expect to spend more money in court than other processes. In the collaborative process, we meet together, everybody, both of the spouses in a divorce. Each side has their own attorney. We typically use a neutral facilitator to help stay in the process, handle the process properly, and that person usually has a mental health background, and so that person helps the couple deal with parenting issues. And when appropriate, we use a neutral financial professional, usually an accountant or a financial planner. The professionals work together to help the couple resolve their disputes and determine their destiny. It's private, so nobody knows what's going on while you're meeting in the collaborative process. It's privileged, which means nobody can be compelled to testify in court about what happened in the process. And that encourages everybody to be honest and open about what their needs, fears, desires, goals, interests are, so that you really can fashion an agreement that's in everybody's best interest. The distinguishing characteristic of the collaborative process is that the collaborative attorneys will not represent the clients if one of them decides to terminate the process and go litigate. It means that the attorneys are very dedicated to helping the couple resolve all of their issues. And the success rate in Florida of the collaborative process is around 90%. So there is a huge likelihood that if you choose to use the collaborative process, you will successfully resolve everything. And as a result, as I say, in the collaborative process, I maintain relationships rather than destroying them, which is often what happens in litigation. You'll have a private process, you'll control your own destiny, you'll control your own time frame. The process will move as fast as the slowest person involved, but you're not going to have time frames dictated to you as you will in court. And it should cost less than litigation. Again, that's not a guarantee, but it should. And you never in positions where you are meeting for many hours at a time, because the meetings typically are 2 hours long, and information is voluntarily shared. It's a transparent process. So nobody has to go to court or subpoena records from somebody else. If one side wants certain information or documents, the discussion is about how can we get it and how long is it going to take to get. Getting divorced is stressful in the best of circumstances. It is a change of life. It's going to be a change of how you have lived your life. people who have come to me who absolutely wanted a divorce, but they were crying, men and women, because the divorce was taking place, even with a peaceful process being used. It's just traumatic. You don't need to add fuel to that fire because you can resolve everything without destroying each other. You need to think about your mental health through the process, your mental health after the process, and especially the mental health of your children. How are your kids going to describe their parents' divorce in years to come? And how are you going to describe it? Did you get through it and move on with your life in a happy way? Or are you so destroyed and distraught and you don't have enough money that it's difficult for you to put food on your table? The more peaceful the process, the better off everybody is. And people may not think that's the case, but that's my experience. And my clients are much happier now than they were when they were litigating. And I'm really proud of the fact that I am a collaborative attorney and I'm one of the leaders in the state and the nation in the collaborative process. It's great for families, and I actually believe that I'm helping families live better lives because I'm providing the collaborative process to my clients. If this was beneficial to you, please feel free to reach out to me. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to review it and respond to you. And if you think there are other people who would benefit from this, please invite them to view this video. And I urge you to join this network because I'll be seeing you again in the future.